Mike, Tina, Ben, and Ava were friends and college dorm mates. It was a Saturday evening. They were bored. They wanted to do something interesting. They thought it would be a good idea to check out the attic in their dorm, a place none of them had really explored before. They thought they might find some interesting stuff, maybe even something worth a little money. They climbed up to the attic and started digging into the old boxes and bags that were up there, covered in a thick layer of dust. The attic was like a treasure chest, just waiting to be opened. They found loads of old clothes that seemed like they came from another time, books with dog-eared pages, and heaps of papers that had been lying around for ages. They laughed and chatted as they worked, each old item sparking a new conversation or a joke. It turned out to be a pretty fun way to spend a boring afternoon. "Hey, look at this," Tina exclaimed, holding up a leather-bound diary. "It's from 1984. Maybe it has some juicy secrets or gossip." "Let me see," Mike said, grabbing the diary from her. He opened it and read the first page. "It belongs to a girl named Lisa. She was a freshman here, just like us." "What does she write about?" Ben asked, leaning over Mike's shoulder. "Nothing much, just her classes, her friends, her crushes. Typical teenage stuff," Mike said, flipping through the pages. "Maybe we can find out what happened to her," Ava suggested. "Maybe she graduated, or dropped out, or got married, or died," Tina said, in a spooky voice. "Stop it, Tina. That's not funny," Ava said. "Come on, guys. Let's read it together. Maybe we can learn something from her life," Ben said. "Fine, but only if we take turns reading it aloud, and we have to do it in her voice," Mike said. "Deal." The others agreed. They sat down in a circle, with the diary in the middle. Mike picked it up and began to read. "Dear Diary, today was my first day at college. I was so nervous, but also excited. I met my roommate, Kelly. She seems nice, but a bit shy. We have a lot in common. We both like music, movies, and books. We also have the Bena major, psychology. I hope we can be good friends." Mike read for a while, then passed the diary to Tina. She continued the story. "Dear Diary, last night, I had a strange dream. In it, Kelly and I were walking down the dorm stairs, when suddenly Kelly tripped and tumbled down the steps. It was intense. It felt so real." Tina read for a while, then passed the diary to Ben. He resumed the story. "Dear Diary, you won't believe what happened today. I was with Kelly, and just like in my dream, Kelly actually fell down the stairs. I can't help but wonder, was it just a coincidence, or something more?" Ben stopped reading, shocked, and they exchanged looks of disbelief. Ben read for a while, then passed the diary to Ava. She carried on the story. Lisa had described in her diary so many incidents that came true. She was seeing visions of the bad incidents going to happen in the dorm, and some of them came true. She mentioned that some incidents happened just after she had the visions. Some happened after a few days, and some even happened after a few months, or never happened. Ava read for a while, then stopped. She looked at the others, who were pale and silent. "Guys, this is creepy. Maybe we should stop reading this," she said. "No, we have to finish it. Maybe there's an explanation. Maybe there's a way to stop it. Maybe there's a happy ending," Mike said. "Or maybe there's not," Tina said. "Come on, Ava, just read the last page. Please," Ben said. Ava sighed and picked up the diary. She read the last page. "Dear Diary, I had the worst dream of all. I dreamt that there were 4 strangers in the dorm attic, and they were reading something. They looked like they were my age, but they wore different clothes and had different gadgets. Everything was going good, but then they smelled smoke. They looked out the window and saw flames. The dorm was on fire. They tried to escape, but it was too late. The fire had spread too fast. The door was locked. The window was barred. They screamed and cried, but no one heard them. They burned alive." Ava finished reading and dropped the diary. She looked at her friends, who were staring at her with horror. "Guys, do you smell that?" she asked. They sniffed the air and smelled smoke. They looked out the window and saw flames. They tried to escape, but it was too late. The end.